So, is the cost of repairing and servicing your vehicles getting out of hand? Let's have a look. Got my Goldwing there, it's coming up for an oil change. It might need a set of front brake pads. It's going to be a few $100. So put that into the garage. You could be talking about $600 by the time they do everything to it. You got the KTM. It's going to need a set of new tyres. It's going to need new brake discs, new brake pads. It's going to need a service, an oil change. It won't need new plugs. So tyres and everything like that, you're talking about $1,000. There's the Jeep Wrangler. That thing's coming up for 100, well, it is 100,000 now, coming up for a service. Putting that into the garage, you could be a couple of grand. The Nissan, well, that's the wife's company car, so that doesn't really cost anything. But, so there's a couple of grand for that, a grand for that, you know, $500-600 for that. So, there you go, 3.5 grand just to get these in, to give them a service. That's a lot of bloody money. So, how do you eliminate that price? Quite easy, you do it yourself. A lot of people get them done in the garage because they like to have their wee book stamped, you know, service and warranty, and that's fine if you want to keep your warranty and you're worried about that. You go ahead and do that. A lot of dealerships will tell you when you buy the car or the motorcycle, to get it serviced, you've got to take it to them so as they can stamp it. Because if you don't do it through an authentic dealership, the warranty won't be covered. That's a load of absolute bollocks. As long as you get a qualified mechanic to stamp it with their garage stamp, saying that they've serviced it using authentic parts, your warranty's still covered. So don't believe the crap that you get told. A lot of garages, a lot of big dealerships, they do a thing called upsell. Ask anybody that works in there as a mechanic. When you go in and get work done to your car, they try and upsell, they try and get you to get more things done to your vehicle so as they can make more money. It's really just a scam, it really is. And I'm not saying mechanics are dodgy, far from it. If I wanted a mechanic to do work on my vehicle, I would get a local guy that's a qualified mechanic, you know, that's working for himself, or is maybe, I don't know, he's maybe got a franchise with Mobile Mechanic Company or something. You know, he's worried about his reputation, so he wants to do a fantastic job and he doesn't want to bullshit you because you won't go back to him. So pick a local mechanic, you know, that's self-employed or got his own wee business. But you go to the dealerships, wow, they'll rip you off. So anyway, how do you do this? I mean, how are you going to service your vehicle? Say you're not mechanically minded, you don't know what you're doing. Well, there's a simple way to do it, and I'll show you how. The easy way. So, here's the simple way. You use a manual. Here's one for my Honda Goldwing. This thing has everything in it. Service and repair manual. I mean, it tells you the history of the bike, the birth of a dream, all about the history of the Goldwing, the different models. Tells you about safety. Then it goes on to tune-up and routine maintenance. And this thing will tell you everything, right down to stripping your bike down. Look, there's bits about brakes, about servicing your brakes, about changing pads. You know, there's stuff in here. How to strip your engine down. You want to change your rings, your shells, it's all in the book. And it's the same with the KTM. I've got one for the KTM. You can buy them for any motorcycle, any car. These will tell you exactly how to do the jobs. When I was young, I'd say maybe about 10 years old, I wasn't very good at school. I wasn't interested in school, you know, the reading and writing, and I couldn't read a book. I just found it pointless even trying to read a book. It didn't make any sense reading a book, reading a story. Until I was maybe about 10, 11 years old, and my old man got a Haynes Workshop manual for the, I think it was the Mark I Cortina at the time. And I'd always liked fiddling about with engines, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to have a read of this book and see what it says about the car. Well, this blew my mind. It told me absolutely everything about the car. About how to look after it, cleaning it, how to wash it, how to service it, you know, the oil, the plugs, spark plugs, air filters. So after a wee while, I started servicing the car for my old man, just doing it all myself, 11 years old, 12 years old, whatever. And I found this fascinating. I read that whole book. I learned how the engine worked. I learned how everything worked by reading that workshop manual. And as time went on, I found second-hand shops had car workshop manuals for Ford Escorts, Minis, you name it, they had them. And I would buy them. You got them cheap. And I would sit and read them. And I was fascinated, you know, by all the different cars and how they run and all the different components and things. And that was how I learned to do repairs using these Haynes workshop manuals, or any workshop manuals, really. They teach you so much. And what sort of worries me nowadays is I often go into internet forums and you hear people saying, oh, you know, I've got a funny shuddering noise coming through the front of my car. I think it's my brakes. Well, pick up a workshop manual. It'll tell you what it probably is. Go and investigate it rather than asking questions on the internet. You know, it's... you know, you get people that's on about servicing the car. What oil should I use? Have a look in the workshop manual. It'll tell you. And I'm not talking about the manual you get with your car. I'm talking about buying a proper workshop manual. It'll tell you what oil you need for your vehicle. It'll tell you your type of oil filters. It tells you everything. Everything you need to know is written in these workshop manuals. So I would advise you to get one. That was what I did. And this is what my channel's about. I mean, I'm not some super hot mechanic or anything, but I just like to show people what can be done, how you can do things yourself. There's nothing anybody can do to a motorcycle or a car that you can't do. Once you know how to do it, it's easy. And you can learn quite simply with a workshop manual. Anyway, that's it for today, just a quick one. But yeah, if you want to save these big costs, do it yourself. You know, if your motorbike, if it's needing a service, go and get the oil, go and get the filter, do it yourself. Need spark plugs, do it yourself. There's no reason why you can't do it. And hey, you know, if you get so far and you're not sure, ask somebody. You go on Facebook or Google or YouTube, you'll find videos on doing every job. You'll never be stuck. So I would encourage you, go out, learn how to do it, and you can save yourself, well, like I was saying, this is going to be about $3.5 grand for me to get these done in the garage. Not now, I'll do it all myself. So anyway, I'll encourage you to give it a try and have a look at some of my videos. I've got videos on how to do things like brakes and just basic services and things, and I'm sure once you see that, you'll see how easy things are. Anyway, I'll speak to you later. Bye.